Run it up, then run it back. Run it up, then run it back. Run it up, run it back. Run it up, then run it back.
Good morning and happy day. Welcome to Run It Back. Okay, first of all, we need to do an outfit thing because what is Chandler's hat about? Let's start there. Western
champions?
Just Western, just of anything?
Yeah, I think of just everything, Beads.
Wow, you're like the Rob Lowe of weird hats.
Don't waltz in here today because you got a cool sweater on talking about my hat.
I look like a pickleball person. I look like you today is what's happening.
Yeah, you do. You look like Sally and one of her gals from the courts.
And Lou, what does that say? This shirt is for what?
This shirt is for good-looking people only. This is the merch from the good-looking tour. Shout out to Cave Ali. This is the tour that I'm on, so this is the merch.
That is good. You better bring some of this merch to LA next week. I want that.
Send me sizes. I got you.
Oh, that
finally
is good
got a
stuff.
game tonight, and all hell break loose.
I know, right? Well, we finally have a game. I feel like we've been waiting forever. Basketball's back. By the way, if hockey was any inclination of what we're heading, then NBA should have a good night as well tonight because they started off with a bang. We need to start off with a bang. We got Pacers and Thunder tonight. Finally, now look, we got the SGA down. We know he's the best player in this thing, and there have been a million lists, and we all have eyes. That being said, Chandler, who will be the most important player in this series?
Just in general for either team.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that it's got to be someone on the Pacers, right? I think we expect the Thunder to be so good. I think we expect the Thunder to be dialed. And as good as Jalen Williams is, he's going to have a lot of pressure on his plate to get the job done when they do take the ball out of SGA's hands. So I think for the Thunder, it's got to be Jalen Williams. He's got to be aggressive. He's going to have so many opportunities to attack downhill when they do blitz SGA, when they do try and take the ball out of his hands. He's got to be the guy, right? When he's going to be playing 4-on-3 on the backside, he's going to be the guy with the ball. He's going to be the guy initiating their offense. So for the Thunder, I think it's him. And for the Pacers, it's got to be Miles Turner. I think he's the guy that can really expand their offense. He can pick and pop. He's going to have to shoot it from three at an efficient clip when they also do the same thing for Halliburton. They're going to blitz him. They're going to be physical with him. Lou Dort, Caruso, Wallace, they're going to try and jump him and take him out of his game. Miles Turner and company, they have to hit shots. Neesmith, Nembhard, they're going to get a lot of looks where they're going to guard these guys. So they have to be great from three.
Understood.
By the way, look at these numbers down here. Anybody else feel a little uneasy of how foregone conclusion-y we're treating this entire thing? It's a lot.
It is what it is, and that's the reason why my answer is my answer. I'm not going to overthink this thing. The most important player to me in these finals are going to be SGA. This is his first finals appearance. This is a lot of these guys' finals appearance, with the exception of Siakam and maybe one or two other guys that we're probably forgetting that's on the bench. But, he got to show up. He's the head of the snake. He's the leader of the troops. This team goes as he goes. And so with this being their first finals appearance, it's going to be essential for him to play well, get off to a great start, and make sure everybody is following his lead. On the other side, you can make that same case for Holly, or you can make that case for Siakam, whichever way you want to go. But on the OKC side, it's going to be the head of the snake. It's going to be your MVP. He got to get off to a great start. He's going to have to be efficient. He's going to have to lead and make sure everything is in place. And the way that this team wins by committee, right? But it starts and it finishes with him, so I'm not going to overthink it, Chandler. Look, you see those odds right there?
Yeah.
He's absolutely going to be the most important player in this series to me.
And listen, there's a reason those odds are like that, right? And both teams, they need their stars to be their stars. Minnesota, they needed Anthony Edwards and Julius Randle to be their stars. They kind of had an inconsistent up and down series. For the Pacers to have a chance, Halliburton's got to be great. I'm interested to see if he can still take care of the ball like he's been and limit his turnovers like he's done all playoffs long with the defense like the Oklahoma City Thunder. He hasn't seen pressure like this. He hasn't seen guys like Lou Dort, Caruso, Case and Wallace, mobile bigs like Chet and Hartenstein that can switch on him, get out and blitz him. So that's going to be key. But there's always X factors, right? And for the Pacers, it's the same guys. Can their bench be good? Can McConnell and Toppin and Mathurin come in and can they be productive? And can they hit shots? The way Oklahoma City is going to guard them, they are going to get a lot of open threes that are going to, because they're going to pressure up, they're going to blitz, they're going to throw just a cold blitz at half court on Halliburton. Guys are going to have to step up. Nembhard, Neesmith, those are going to be the X factor type players that have to make shots to even have a chance in this series.
I've actually enjoyed, and I know we loathe lists, but I have actually enjoyed some of the pieces that have been written up about SGA is clearly the best player. But then when you do the next, the top 3 players, the other 2 are Pacers, and it's gone so on and so forth, sort of down the list. Like, it's a weird configuration of the talent and how it's divvied up between the 2 teams. But the SGA of it all is obviously a lot of eyes will be on the MVP of the league. Paul Pierce said that if he does, in fact, get a championship, that he will undoubtedly be the best player in Thunder history, and he will, at 26, get a statue. It is a conversation we've had, but now we're adding statues to it, Lou. I mean, I don't hate the idea of that. What do you think?
That's great. I don't think he gets this statue right away, but if he can bring a ring back to Oklahoma City, he's for sure going to have a statue. And listen, by the way, this might be the first statue that we see of a player that's going to probably have all of his teammates in the background of the statue. So if he gets a statue, the entire Oklahoma City Thunder, they all get a statue because they do everything by committee. Even their post-game interviews, you can tell by the camaraderie that these guys love and they enjoy working with each other. And Shea is one of those type of guys. He's a selfless guy, and they've always carried themselves as a collective, as a unit, even though he's a great individual talent for this team. But if he wins this thing, he's for sure statue solidified.
Nice.
I'd even make the case that maybe even Russ is statue solidified in OKC. Even KD is statue solidified. But a ring, some hardware, for sure, this is 1,000% shoe-in if SGA can pull this off, for sure.
Yeah, and it's a good point. And I by the way, I think that'd actually happen. I think that'd be unbelievable if he has like 4 or 5 teams behind him with the towels on their head.
The towels.
Because they're gonna have to spend a lot more money because it's gonna be like 6 dudes in that statue. But when you think of the Thunder, you think of that. You think of the camaraderie. You think of this team and this relationship they have. Obviously, you think of SGA and you think of all the talent that they have and how good their future is set up. But you think about them just being all on the same page, them buying in, their defense, that is team. And never altered, whether they go on a little tough stretch during a game, whether they're up 20, they stay together. And obviously that starts with SGA's leadership. So I agree with Paul Pierce. Like, how could this not, right? How could this not put him in a different stratosphere than everyone else that's played there? And there's been some great players. Listen, would I take a prime Kevin Durant over an SGA? Maybe. It's a different conversation, like talent and basketball game wise. But as far as resume and career and what this dude's doing at 26 years old and to win a championship, which those 2 guys didn't do, yeah, he has my vote as the best Thunder player of all time. And by the way, it's just getting started too. So again, this is just after year 1. This is just the beginning of this dynasty that we all see coming. So obviously the future is bright for him, but I think getting this championship really puts him in a different category than those other guys, as great as they were.
I mean, it really opens up different conversation doors, for sure. We talked about players that might be under the most pressure yesterday. OKC, we've shown you 1,000 numbers. It is almost like a foregone conclusion that they are going to win these finals. That is how it's being talked about, which clearly means there's a lot of pressure on them to go ahead and do that. So it's hard to even use a negative word. We haven't done that all season with them. But Lou, if they don't win the championship, given all of this, the run to the finals, what they've done so far, would you consider it a failure?
I think they will consider it a failure. I think the rest of the league and the fans, I don't think so, because again, we tried to hand this award away to everybody. We tried to hand away the MVP. We didn't have expectations of them even being in this position. We knew that they were one of the top teams, but we still feel like the veteran teams were going to be the guys that were going to edge them out as the season came down to it. So I think OKC is the one team that felt like, well, they were the group that felt like we have an opportunity to win a championship, and if we don't, that will be considered a failure. So I think in-house in Oklahoma, that will be the situation. But all in all, I don't feel like it would be, because again, we had Denver winning the championship, we had the Lakers in that conversation, but mostly out of everybody, we said that Boston was going to repeat. Now that Boston's out of it, obviously OKC is the favorite. Other than that, but no, I don't think it'll be a failure. Chandler, what do you think of it?
I think the fact that it's the Pacers, and again, I don't want to disrespect the Pacers. They've had a great year. They've had a great run. This was a healthy Boston Celtics team, and they go and they beat the Thunder in 6 or 7. I don't think that's a failure. I think this is part of their growth, part of their process. The fact that Boston's not in there, the fact that Cavs that had a great regular season aren't in there, I think this would be a failure. It has to be, right? Like, and the Pacers on the flip side, They just got Tom Thibodeau fired. Like, they've been the underdog the whole time. They have been handling this every series step by step, just with no distractions, head down, playing basketball, absolutely hooping, and they are perfectly comfortable being the underdog. There's zero pressure on them. So I do think it's a failure for the Thunder, just because simply look at the odds, look at how heavily the favorite they are. They're a much more talented team. They're deeper. Yeah, they don't have the experience. They've never been there before. Either of the Pacers. So if they don't lose, if they don't win the finals against this team, you have to look at like a failure. Now, do they change much? Do they blow it up? Do they fire Dagon? None of that's going to happen. But this is a team that's going in here where everyone expects to win and get over that hump and kind of begin this dynasty that we're all talking about. They have to win this series for that to happen. Or yeah, this is a huge step back for this franchise. But I don't see it happening. I really don't.
Okay. So the Pacers thing, right? And we're going to get to Rick Carlisle here in a second. But I think, do we need to retrain our brains on how we view the Pacers? And by that, I mean what you just said, Chandler. The idea that if the Pacers somehow beat them, it would be a bigger upset. Because in fairness, Boston was healthy and they were going to lose to New York. Cleveland was relatively, they had guys in and out. But for the most part, what they did all season compared to what they did in the postseason was an absolute failure. Are we perhaps just not, and we're still doing this, by the way, giving the Pacers credit for being a much, much better team than we actually keep saying they are?
I think we are a little bit, but I think we just have the utmost respect, and we view the Thunder as a different tier of a team than them. And that's not taking anything away from the Thunder. I don't make the odds. I didn't make them 9.5-point favorites like that. That is just how the world is viewing this series. So everyone's doing it. I don't think it's disrespecting the Pacers. I think they've had a hell of a run. I think they're a great team. They're extremely well coached. Rick Carlisle is an unbelievable coach. He's done this before in Dallas. Like I said, in 2011, he knocked off the big three with a way less talented team and that Dallas team. So he's been there before. He's a great coach. They are deep. Their bench has been fantastic. And again, they kind of have the same kind of feel as the Thunder, where it's a pecking order, and it's Siakam and Halliburton, but everyone else just falls in line. They have great guys that can defend. They have shooting. They have scoring. So they do have a little bit. It's just the East was so top heavy, with Towns going to the Knicks, with the Thunder, with the Celtics being so talented and it's the best starting five in the NBA, with Cleveland having such a hot start. There were just teams that we just naturally put ahead of them throughout the whole season, that it is a bit of a surprise that they made it to the finals. And now they're going up against this monster of a team, OKC, where it just feels like it's their time. It feels like they're getting over the hump. They have the best player in the series in SGA. So I don't think it's taking anything away from the Pacers. They've had a hell of a run, and regardless, this season has been an unbelievable success for them. I just think they're running into a team that is just a much better team.
It's kind of crazy. I just can't do it anymore. I can't underestimate them. I'm just going in clean. We're going to see what happens. Rick Carlisle, as a matter of fact, probably also very underrated, and at the very least not talked about enough. When we talk about great coaches in the league, and what he's trying to do now with this series is become just the fourth head coach to win 2 titles with 2 different franchises, to win titles. And if he does pull that off somehow, Lou, can we train our brains to start adding him to some of these conversations we've always been having?
We have to. We got to start adding to that list, along with the Fields of the world, the Spos, the Pops. We can even go old school with the OGs, the Don Nelsons and the Red Auerbachs. What Rick Carlisle has been able to do in this postseason alone is worthy of being in that conversation. The in-game adjustments that he's made with the roster, with things that he did in New York. I'm seeing clips where he realized Jalen Brunson was hedging out a little too far. He draws up a play on an opening tip for Naismith to slip out and get a layup to start the game. That's a coach that's aware of what's going on and aware of what his team is capable of, and then being able to adjust. So what he's been able to do in this postseason, and for him to still be quiet and him not being the focal point of the success that the Indiana Pacers have, that alone puts him in that conversation. So if they can pull off this upset, everybody, we're talking about OKC getting statues. If these guys can pull it off in Indiana, you got to load up 2 or 3 more statues to go down in downtown Indianapolis as well. So, with that said, Carlisle is on pace to be one of those type of coaches. He's already in the conversations of one of the most winningest coaches in NBA history. But if he can pull this off with a second franchise, you got to start putting him in that list with the greats.
Yeah, I agree. And like I said, he's done this before of a team that was unexpected that made that, legendary run with Dirk obviously leading them. And I play for Carlisle. He's an awesome dude, quirky personality, but he's one of the best offensive minds I've ever been around, whether that's out of a timeout, a quick hitter, whether a play to attack a weak link on a defense, he exposes you defensively. So that's the problem here. There's not many weaknesses on the defensive end with the Oklahoma City Thunder. But if they find something that works, he is just a sergeant. He's going to continue to run it until they stop it. And then once they do stop it, he's going to find another counter and another counter and another counter. And he's going to continue to, impose their will on the offensive end and make the defense work, right? He always teaches extra pass. He always teaches best possible shot. If I have a good shot and Neesmith has a great shot, kick the ball to him. So it's all unselfish ball movement, body movement, constant motion. And then when you have a guy like Tyrese Halliburton, he's a Rick Carlisle's dream that can kind of take care of the ball first and foremost, especially against a high pressure defense like the Thunder. You got a guy like Siakam that you can slow it down and go on the mid post, which is going to be interesting. Do they put Chet on Siakam, make a bigger guy guard him where you can take him off the dribble? Do they put like a Jalen Williams on Siakam where you can kind of use his size to an advantage? It's going to be interesting to see who matches up with Siakam. But no matter who does, Carlisle will have an option to get him going. He'll have an option to get Turner and pick and rolls where he's going to have a bunch of open looks from three. So he's a brilliant offensive mind. And if he happens to pull this off, you have to put him in that top tier with the guys that Lou mentioned.
Let me ask you a question, Chandler. Is it true that he used to tape his ankles as well on game days?
Dude, this guy, first of all, he lifts with the team and he wears these sweatpants and tucks his shirt in and puts his pants all the way up to damn near his chest and is just grunting in the weight room, throwing dumbbells around. He's hilarious, dude. I'll have a bad game and he'll call me in his office next day and I'm thinking I'm watching film and he'll just be like, so, like, where'd you go last night? Did you do anything cool? Like, did you meet, like, and he'll just completely take your mind off the game and he'll just, like, he's so interesting personality wise. But yeah, I've never seen him tape his ankles, but he's always in there, dude, with the Normatec pumps on his legs, working out, grunting all over the weight room. He's hilarious, dude.
It's the grunting for me, Lou. The grunting is the visual.
Yeah, right. I can see it in my mind, like kind of like Jim Carrey-ish, like Jim.
100.
He give me Jim Carrey aura. That's the vibe.
Some living color sketch with the grunting and the sweats.
1,000%.
Oh, I love that. God, get some tape of that, please. Look, I don't have to remind you guys how long it's been since we've seen basketball, but just to put some numbers on it, Pacers played Saturday night, and the Thunder have not played a basketball game since last Wednesday. Now, we know when they came out against Denver after having a bit of time off, they did lose game one. They are young, though, Chandler. What are we expecting tonight? Who's going to be rustier?
I think both teams are going to be eager, right? And I think you can expect a slow start, maybe some rust, some high nerves from honestly both teams. They haven't been here before. It's new for them. It's the biggest stage. OKC, obviously, we're talking about their youth, but maybe some nerves early. But these guys are so talented. They are so cold-blooded, both of them. I think maybe besides a slow start, they'll figure it out and get over the nerves. Then I think it's going to be a highly competitive game. I think both offenses are going to be great. I think it's going to try and play fast. Indiana's got to try and play fast as they've had all year long to try and make the Oklahoma City defense work. And again, half the battle is with OKC is not turning the ball over, and they have the point guard that turns the ball over the least in the whole NBA. So that is an advantage for the Pacers if Halliburton can continue to play at the level he's playing. It kind of takes OKC out of transition offense, getting easy buckets and doing what they do best. So maybe a little nerves early. I think that's natural. Any team in the finals, let alone these two young teams. But I think these teams are so good, so talented. They've already been through so much adversity. I expect a great game.
I agree with Chandler, man. I think they're going to get out to a slow start. I think both teams are going to be excited. This is their first finals appearance. I think this is where Siakam comes into play for Indiana. He's the guy. He should be the voice of reason in the locker room to kind of give guys a heads up of what's to be expected. At the end of the day, it's still basketball, but it's human nature to be excited and ready to go and have your first finals appearance. And so I feel like all of these guys are going to have nerves. It's going to be a little shaky. After that, we're going to have a great basketball game. We're going to have a great series. It's nothing to overthink for me. I don't think the week layoff is going to hurt anybody. If anything, I think it helps rejuvenate your legs. I'm sure they've had some spirited practices getting ready for this moment. A lot of non-contact, but still getting up and down, getting some good sweats in. I think both teams will be ready to go.
I think we're all going to be rusty. Like, what snacks are we going to eat first? I mean, it's been a lot of days off without basketball, and I don't appreciate it.
I got mine set all the way up, Beadle.
You already know?
I expect to get back to Atlanta about 6:30 tonight. I've requested a taco bar with a little nacho cheese dip. I'm ready to go. I have a date on my couch, and I'm excited for this game to start.
Oh, I thought, okay. I was like, whoa, and a date. This is a big night for Lou.
I mean, it kind of, it happens.
Who are you?
What are their names?
Hey, day by day, Beadle, I don't know at this point. I don't know who I am anymore. I wear a lot of different hats.
Lou, when you get back to LA, we're going app swiping. It's going to be fun. All right, let's look at some of the matchups. And by the way, Lou, reminder, Chet did not play in the 2 games that OKC did play against Indiana, which, by the way, were both wins for OKC. So that could be something to look at just as an unknown anyways, but give me a matchup you're eager to see.
Man, you pick. We can start at the coaches. We got a veteran coach versus a young guy. We got SGA and Holly. We got Siakam. We got Jalen Williams. We could even go to the bench and say who's going to give us the most energy, who's going to be impactful off the bench. We could say TJ McConnell. We could say Caruso. This matchup has everything that fans could ever wish for. I've been saying it all week. Do not sleep on this matchup with the Indiana Pacers and OKC. It's matchups. It's made for TV. So wherever you pick, it doesn't even matter to me. It doesn't matter.
What's interesting is Siakam only averaged 16.5 points a game against the Thunder this year without Chet. So he struggled a bit offensively. It's hard not to look at the Halliburton SGA matchup, just 2 elite point guards, but they're not going to spend that much time on each other, guarding each other. I think SGA is going to be guarded by Neesmith from a majority of the game. Nembhard knows him from Team Canada this summer, so he's familiar with his game, so you'll probably see Nembhard on him a bunch. And then on the other side, guarding Halliburton, the Thunder have 6 guys that can guard him, but Lou Dort, primarily, I think, will start on him and be physical with him. And again, can he take care of the ball with this pressure that he hasn't seen often this season? So that's the main matchup to me. They obviously won't be guarding each other a lot just because their teams have such good defensive presence elsewhere. But like Lou said, whose bench is going to be better? Can McConnell match Caruso's production? Can Chet impose his will and his size and his length on a smaller Siakam on the offensive glass? And can he make shots? You know what I mean? So the centers, Hartenstein, Miles Turner, they're going to go back and forth with different styles, with Miles Turner stretching the floor and Hartenstein in the pocket with his little floater he does. So something has to give, and it's going to be really fascinating to watch.
I got another matchup for you. Let's talk about the fan bases.
I like this.
Who's going to have the better home games, OKC or Indiana?
Yes.
Who's going to have the better?
And you know what? The Pacers have been great on the road all postseason long, but this is a different animal. I think OKC is probably the best home court advantage right now. Again, that's the hottest ticket in town. They rally. They waited up till 3:30 in the morning when they got back, and the runway at the airport was.
Trae Young said it.
I wouldn't be surprised if they're at a pep rally right now.
They're like
everyone's off work, no school.
Right now.
Yeah. It's a whole thing. Trae Young said that OKC crowd much louder than the Garden. Like it was he's half trolling, but also maybe not. I think there's probably.
He's also from there. So
well, there's levels to Trae Young in New York. So I love everything when he says anything negative about nobody. We know this. No chance for the Pacers, but we're also still really excited about the matchup, which tells me there's at least a little bit of a chance. So I'm going to give you a blank here. Pacers win the finals if what happens, Lou?
If they can limit turnovers, and if they can limit turnovers and get stops and play the basketball games that they are allowed to play, and they're trying to score under 6 seconds and play at a fast pace, and they can get production from 4 or 5 guys, you can't beat OKC with just 1 or 2 guys. Everybody has to be on board. If they can get a team that's collective and on the same page, and you get what's expected out of every single person that goes on the floor, if Carlisle can make adjustments as this series goes on and can find success and can find some holes and things that OKC like to do well, that gives them an opportunity.
That's a lot of ifs.
That's a lot of ifs now.
So many ifs.
That's why the odds are the odds, Chandler, because it's a lot of ifs.
Yeah, it's tough again, and they have a chance, right? Like they're here, they belong here, they deserve to be here. They have to be pretty perfect, though. They, like Lou said, they have to not turn the ball over, and they have to shoot 50% from three. Like they're going to have to make shots. They're going to have to get to the free throw line, and they have to limit their turnovers. So I think those are the three key things that if they do, and they are capable of doing that. They are an unbelievable offensive team going against an unbelievable defensive team. So it'll be interesting to see. Obviously, we don't care about defense anymore. No one really talks about defense, but now we finally have the best defensive team in the finals again, and we'll see if that kind of wins the battle.
Guys, we're going to take a quick break. On the other side, start, bench, cut.
Oh, Lord.
Start thinking.
Run it up, run it back, yeah.
All right, start, bench, cut is fun. We all enjoy doing that on the old interweb. So we're gonna do our own now. We got 3 players. You're gonna tell me start, bench, cut. Chandler, you're gonna kick things off. First up, SGA best player. But Jalen Williams, Tyrese Halliburton, Pascal Siakam. Bench cut, start. What you got?
Let's start by saying this is nothing personal. You have to do it.
Good call,
Okay.
Chandler.
Weird, but
Someone's
yes.
gonna be pissed.
call.
Someone's gonna be pissed. I'm starting Tyrese Halliburton. I'm benching Jalen Williams, and I'm cutting Pascal Siakam.
I don't know if I agree with this one. What?
I have to.
You mean the guy with a ring already? You're cutting him?
Yeah, I'm living in the moment. Jalen Williams, the season he's had is the second option. It's been unbelievable. First time, like he's an all-star. I'm rolling. I'm rolling now, and I'm rolling for the future.
Dang, dude.
Well, how about this? I'm gonna start Pascal Siakam.
Oh, dang.
I'm gonna bench Jalen Williams, and
stop.
unfortunately, I'm gonna cut the one guy. I'm gonna cut the one guy that wasn't an all-star. That's my only thing when it comes to all 3 of these guys. That's it.
What
He was all
just
NBA.
happened?
It's even more impressive.
He
Way
won like
more
3
impressive.
games by
Wait,
with his
listen,
own
You
shots.
just said it wasn't personal. Somebody's gonna be
Oh, it
pissed.
feels
That's
personal.
fair.
That's the
That's
way
fair.
I don't know. So I had to find criteria in something. All right, because I love all 3 of these guys. I had to find
I am
something.
shocked. I am shocked by both of you guys right now, and I don't know
What would
to
you do, Beats?
Beadle, you get in there. You got to be on the hot seat with us.
I would start Tyrese, bench Pascal, cut Jalen Williams.
We all got
And that
3
is-
different lineups.
Exactly.
Wow.
That's why I'm like, wow. I don't know what the odds are of us having 3 completely different ones, given there are only 3 options. But that was actually statistically very improbable. So well done to us, I suppose. And yes, you're right. It's never personal until it is. Let's move on to ceilings, shall we? Lou, you're first on this one. Highest ceiling: Jalen Williams, Tyrese Halliburton, Chet Holmgren. Start, bench, cut.
I think Tyrese is kind of there already, right? Like I think he's
Maybe.
getting into his prime bag. But when you look at Chet and you look at Jalen, you see a lot more room for improvement. So with this one, I'm gonna say, damn, it looks like I'm hating on Tyrese Halliburton, but I'm really not.
It's personal.
Yeah, it looks like he's gonna like, I ain't messing with Lou Will. Anyways, I will start Jalen Williams based on the highest ceiling. I would bench Chet based on the highest ceiling, and unfortunately, I would have to cut Holly again because he's closest to his ceiling already as these 2 guys. He's already in a different.
But how do we know that? What if he's still got so much more and maybe Chet doesn't?
I agree with you. I don't know. Listen, I'm gonna go viral either way it goes. I don't care.
Lou hates Tyrese Halliburton. Run with it.
You know what though? I see what Lou's doing here, and I agree with him. I think Tyrese Halliburton, he's the best player of those 3 right now.
Absolutely.
But he is who he is, and hopefully he is this guy for the next 7-8 years. So I think you have to cut Tyrese Halliburton just going off ceiling. And I would start Chet. I think just everything with his size and his length and what he can provide defensively, although Jalen Williams also is a stud and was all defensive team this year, I just think he's more versatile. He can shoot the ball, 7'1", can handle it. Put 30, 40 more pounds on him and let his game mature. I think Chet we're looking at a Wemby type talent. So I'm going start Chet, bench Jalen, and I got to cut Tyrese because I'm one with Lou. He's already there.
This is very interesting. It's a good observation. All right, here we go. 3 new guys completely. We can start fresh here. Chandler, most impactful role player in the finals: Nesmith, Caruso, Dort, go.
Okay, I'm going Neesmith has got to be the most important. I got to start him. He's got to be great. Offensively, he's got a bigger role than these guys, and defensively. So I think when you're looking at both sides of the ball, you got to start Neesmith, bench Lou Dort, although his impact guard and Tyrese Halliburton is going to be huge. And then you got to cut Alex Caruso because you know what he's going to give you. He's going to be there. He's going to sub in. He's going to play 18 to 20 minutes. He's going to defend. He's going to knock down open shots. Not going to try and do too much. So as far as impact in the series, Neesmith starting, benching Dort, cutting Caruso.
Mine's gonna go how the pitchers are already rolled out. Neesmith is gonna be my starter. He's gonna be the guy based on what he brings on the offensive end. Not only can he guard your marquee matchup, but he also can be your marquee matchup and go give you a 20 ball on the other end of the floor. Alex Caruso is gonna be the guy I'm gonna bench. He can guard 1 through 5. He's been so impactful in these playoffs, guarding bigs. You see what he did to Triple J in that first one, all the way down to him guarding different guards throughout the course of this thing. And I got to cut Lou Dort just based on what these other two guys have been able to do and how impactful they've been able to be. Lou Dort has been right there, but I'm going to edge these guys out. So I'm starting Neesmith, I'm benching Caruso, and I'm going to cut Lou Dort.
It's a tough one.
By the way, the fact that you can legitimately say Caruso can guard 1 through 5 and we not flinch.
I mean, think about it. Dude
remarkable.
Aaron Jackson guarded Julius Randle, guarded Jokic, and now he's going to guard like Halliburton and Siakam.
It's insane. It's a hell of a resume, is what it is. Okay, let's go a little old school on this one, Lou. Michael Jordan. Oh God, I just saw it. Okay.
Oh, this is gonna piss. This is gonna piss some people
off. Why are we doing this? I had a day yesterday. Why are we doing this? Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Kobe Bryant.
I think we might. This is the first one, Lou. I think we might have the same answers.
I want peace. All right, y'all want to do this?
I want peace.
Y'all want to do it? Y'all want to see Michael Jordan get cut for the first time since 9th grade? Y'all want to see this?
No, you're not. No, you're not. Don't do this. I mean, don't do this.
All right,
cut his Wi-Fi. What are we doing?
Let's do it. I am going to start LeBron James. I am going to bench Kobe Bryant.
Oh, my God.
Oh, dear.
And I am going to cut Michael Jordan. And I am only picking in this order just to see how many people we could piss off today.
Why are you doing this? I thought you wanted peace.
I thought mine was going to be offensive, and then you go and cut MJ. I can't cut MJ. I thought we were going to have the same thing. I'm starting LeBron James. I'm benching MJ, and I'm cutting Kobe, which is not going to go over too well either. But Lou, really, you took the heat off me.
Did you say you're benching Michael Jordan?
God, you
guys are so young.
I'm trolling. I just want to see how upset people are going to be and how serious they're going to take it.
You're going to piss people off.
Nothing good will come out of this one.
Nothing.
Here.
Absolutely nothing.
This is like discussing all of the taboo subjects in one conversation. You're going to make everybody. But also, I'm sorry, you said you're starting LeBron and benching Michael Jordan. Again, we have 3 different answers. This is hilarious.
I'm going
with the newest new, and then I'm going with the Black Mamba. And hey, listen, the reality of it is I didn't see a lot of Michael Jordan, man. So, I'm just going with what I know. And again, 50% of me, I'm also trolling. I'm going to keep saying that.
Nope, we're not going to put that part in the video when we put it out there.
Don't hedge your bet.
Nope, we're cutting that out. Don't let that part be in the video, guys. It's start Michael Jordan, bench LeBron, cut Kobe. And the cutting Kobe feels very, very blasphemous. And I don't like the feeling I have. All-time dunkers. Okay, this one's interesting. Jordan, Griffin, VC, Chandler.
I think this is the easiest one. I think it goes this way to this way. I think it goes start VC, bench Blake Griffin, and cut Michael Jordan. The things Blake Griffin did in that dunk contest were insane. You go back and look at Michael Jordan's dunks; they were cool, but like the ninth man.
But I had posters of those. I had posters of those dunks on my walls.
Every team could do those dunks now. Like, you know what I mean? So I think the dunk it's more innovative, it's more creative now. MJ was great with the free throw line, the tongue out. Like, I get it. Both those guys and those pictures could do that. So I got to go Vince Carter #1, and it's not even close.
All right.
Then Blake, then Michael Jordan.
So backwards. So from right to left.
So there is a world actually where I will cut Michael Jordan, and it's in this one.
Which is still insane to me. Lou, anybody want to piss off today on this one?
Looks like I'm cutting Michael Jordan again, but this is an easy one for me. I got Vince Carter. starter. I got Blake Griffin coming off the bench, and I got MJ.
Hey, we agree for once.
Yep.
Man, that one's. I know, but it's, you know what it is? People my age, the oldies, we have nostalgia. We legitimately had like 7 different MJ dunk posters on our walls. Like
it's people
hard.
out there that's gonna tell us CD players are better than streaming. So it is what it is.
Well, I mean, I could make that argument. We can have a whole hour of that tomorrow if you'd like. Oh no, we've got games. Never mind. We should have done it yesterday. Okay, here's one, and I am very curious to hear you guys on this because I have an opinion. Hoops movies. All right, Hoosiers. He got game. Love and basketball.
Let me get started on this one.
I mean, this one's easy. Let's go. I think we're all going to agree. Maybe.
I don't think so. He got game. I'm going to start. I'm going to bench Love and basketball. Who's
That's it. Yes, same.
Oh, yeah,
we're all
same?
good.
All right,
yeah, same.
Damn.
I think hot take, but I think Hoosiers is highly overrated. It's the field of dreams of basketball movies. Period.
You want to know something crazy, guys?
Sure.
Let's do it.
I don't think I've ever seen Hoosiers.
But Chandler, you look like everybody in the movie. Get on it. You need to see it. Go do that.
I don't think I've ever seen it. I swear,
You should see
it's
it.
embarrassing, and I love he got.
You got some time today. You got some time.
I want you
today.
to see it and then do a report for us.
I
All right,
still
we're gonna
think
do
he'd go in that order because he got game
You will.
of basketball. Personal
You trust me.
faves.
I've seen Hoosiers. You will. Taking a quick break. More on the other side, including changes to the All-Star game. We'll be back. Hello, hot headlines. How you doing? All right. So Silver was doing some rounds yesterday, and the All-Star game was brought up, and he said it will be Team USA versus Team World. Now we don't know the exact format yet, other than duh, Chandler. What do we think? Obviously.
I love it. I think there has to be some sort of change there. Now, look, in the middle of the season, is it still going to get the most competitive basketball game? Probably not. Are these guys going to have a little bit more pride playing for the world and not their actual country? Probably not. But I think just the headline of USA versus the world, and the world having so many of the top talented guys now. When you look at the Jokic's, the Giannis, Luka, Wemby, like they're stacked. I think the depth of Team USA will be better, and it'll be interesting to see how this works. Are you going to get a nod for being an all-star even if you're just because you're not from America over an American that deserves an all-star game vote? You know what I mean? I don't know how they're going to make the team. Like, you know what I mean? Is Tyrese Halliburton not going to make it because they had to find some European guard to make it? Or like, you know what I mean? Like, so I don't know how they're going to actually get to the format of the teams. But once they have it set, it will be interesting. It will be competitive. I think the world has the better players, but I think the Team USA, especially now before we kind of shift this new wave of young cats, put in the LeBron, put in the KD, put in these guys that were kind of turning the page on a Steph Curry, it would be a hell of a game to watch. So I love that Adam Silver's tweaking it. I love that he's trying to desperately find a way to make All-Star Weekend cool and interesting again. So I think this is the right step in the right direction.
I agree, but I got questions like you have questions, Chandler. Like what happens when we don't find 12 world players to round out this team and you got 20 American guys or whatever?
We will.
Yeah, I don't know how they're going to figure that out. But I like the fact we're trying things. I still feel like this could have been fixed just by playing hard for one quarter. We wouldn't have to. That's
we tried that, Lou. We asked nicely.
Just play hard for one quarter. But I do love this. From a fan's perspective, from that point of view, the world can't go to their bench. That's going to be the problem. Top of the second quarter, we're gonna see some real distance between USA and the world when it comes to their bench. Now on the top, they probably have, their starting five is going to be 5 of the top 7 players in the world right now.
Their starting 5 is SGA, Luka, Giannis, Wemby, and Jokic. Yikes.
That's what I'm saying. Their starting 5 is 5 of the top 7 guys that we would consider the top of the top right now. They're very top heavy, but once we get into the bench and all of those things, we'll have a game. Hopefully this can bring
we got a lot of Canadians too on this world team. We got 4 in the finals alone. Like this is gonna be all right.
Maybe they should just put their national team on it and play against everybody else. But
pretty good.
No, I think this. Hopefully, if we can just get some competitiveness out of it, I don't care who plays on either team. That'll be a win enough for me.
You guys, I'm going to be insufferable during this time. I'm going to dress like a giant globe every day that week and just come into work and taunt you guys.
I would love to see you go full Kool-Aid man.
The world.
I would love to see that.
Like I said, though, like how do they determine? Like, is Lauri Markkanen going to make it over Devin Booker because they need more European world?
So
guys?
that might be where a tweak comes in, right? Because obviously the numbers. And I do remember Adam Silver when he was originally asked about this 1,000 times. That was one of the things. It was like a percentage of obviously Americans dominate like 70-30 or something. They're going to have to tweak that somehow because obviously you can't screw a dude over in his career.
There's also been some international guys that have felt like they've been snubbed in the All-Star game. So maybe we might find. Yeah, maybe we might find that balance. But I agree, man. They're going to have to figure out what we're going to do when it comes down to the numbers game. But I'm excited about the fact that we're trying something. And if we can get something competitive out of it, I'd be down for it, however.
Yeah. Is Joel Embiid going to give back his American thing? Like, how's that going to work?
Yeah, he got to go back to the world side.
How does that work? I mean, can you do that?
Joel Embiid has been African the entire time I've known Joel Embiid. He's been American for once. He
went to high school in Orlando, played college basketball at Kansas, and his son is born here, and he's an American citizen. He is with.
Just keep that energy.
He was 15 already. He was 15 already.
We need him. We need him, Lou, on Team USA.
But you keep him then. You got him on that side. We got the world over here. Suns made their hire. The Suns got a hire yesterday, guys. We did get some coaching news. It's very quiet. There's a lot going on. But yes, they went with the Cavaliers assistant coach Jordan Ott, who, of course, replaces Mike Budenholzer. And, first of all, Lou, do you like it? Do you think KD's going to like it? Like, what do you think this effect will be?
Well, we were talking about getting some fresh blood into the coaching ranks, right? So this is a start. I've had the opportunity to work with Jordan. He's a player's coach. He's a guy that can speak the language. He knows his X's and O's. He's a basketball savant. This is a great hire for the Phoenix Suns. I look forward to seeing him start his tenure as a head coach. But we'll see. I think KD is out of there regardless. I think Booker stays, and they figure it out from there. I think Booker is a Phoenix Suns lifer. And so with that, Jordan, I have some talent to work with. But I'm just excited that, one of these guys that's been through the ranks as a video coordinator, work their way up into an assistant, get an opportunity to be the head coach, and we don't go to one of these legacy acts where we just switch teams and switch seats. I like the fact that we're pumping some fresh blood into the NBA. And so kudos to Jordan Ott and congratulations, and I hope he does well.
Yeah, I agree. This guy's put his time in. He's been in the league since 2013 as being an assistant coach. And I can tell you right now, Devin Booker approved this. You don't go out and hire a young coach like this first timer without this being the first step to locking in Devin Booker. So don't be surprised if you see an extension coming from Book here soon. Who knows about KD? The word is he's out. And again, I don't think so. I don't think he had much say in this hiring, but I love this. I love the idea that they didn't just go and get a Jenkins or a Malone and just kind of continue the cesspool of NBA coaches. They went and got a guy with a brilliant mind who was a huge part of Kenny Atkinson and the Cavs' success this year and what they had during the regular season going. He's young. Devin Booker's still in his prime, and they can still continue to build out that roster and be a contender right away. The Ishbia connection with Michigan State, it makes perfect sense. So I'm happy for him. I don't know him at all, but I love the idea of hiring a guy that's put in his time, that's been in the league for so long, that's worked for many great head coaches, that is ready for the big stage.
Guys, taking a quick break. Finally, the moment we've been waiting for. Predictions for tonight on the other side.
Run it back, run it up, run it back, yeah.
The NBA Finals are here with FanDuel. You don't have to just watch them from the sidelines. You can get in on the action all series long, because whether you want to ride with either side to win the championship or pick which player is going to have a big game, FanDuel has a lineup filled with all your favorite bets. However you want to play, it's not too late to join. New customers get started with $200 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. Just download the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Make every game feel like Game 7 on America's #1 sports book. All right, Pacers Thunder, Game 1, 8:30 Eastern-ish. We'll see what time that really gets kicked off. Thunder with the week off, Pacers with a bunch of days. Lou, are we looking at a possible steal of a game by Indiana tonight?
No, I got the Thunder getting this one done. I think it'll be a good game. I think it'll be competitive, but I think the Thunder get it done in convincing fashion tonight.
Convincing? Ooh. Okay.
Convincing.
All right, so 9.5?
10 plus is convincing to me.
They're covering that 9.5. You know what? I'm going to go the opposite. I think it's going to be the Thunder win, but I think it's going to be a tight game. I think they cover 9.5. I think that's a lot of points. I think it's going to be a slow start from both. I think that place is going to be rocking, but I think it's tight all the way through. But I still like the Thunder getting the dub.
Wait, so how many do you think they win by?
6.
I mean, I think the Pacers steal one, guys. I really do.
This would be, by the way, they have been great on the road. This is a one where they're going to be heavily prepared. Give me the Thunder.
That's the first one. If they're going to steal one, they might steal one late in this series, but not the first one.
How late? I mean, I thought we weren't. Well, no, we had 6, right? You had okay, so maybe you have them
like 5 or something. I don't know.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
Yeah, like 5 or something.
I wonder, like, are we expecting major nerves? And what does that look like? Because I always think it's like 16 missed shots back and forth right off the top of the game, and we're all sitting back going, "Ugh, what is this?"
No, in the process, it just feels like just a fill out. You know, just the pace is different. You're not getting a lot of real action, kind of screen rolls, jump shots, some fouls, some nerves here and there. Seeing how the game is going to be officiated. I don't think it'll be a lot of missed shots because both of these teams got a bunch of guys that can throw it in the ocean. It doesn't even matter. But you might see a lot of ticky-tack fouls early on, a few little uncharacteristic turnovers, things of that nature.
Because the refs are also going to be rusty. Let's see what that looks like.
It'll just be a little sloppy, right? I think there's going to be a feel-out process, which there shouldn't be, and I hope there's not. And I hope teams just come out guns blazing and continue to do what got them here, right? But there's going to be nerves. I remember my first playoff game in round 1. I was nervous. Like, this is a whole nother level of stage and expectation. So I do think it's going to be a little sloppy, like Lou said. I think SGA is going to try and hunt that free throw line more than ever, just to kind of get on the board and get off to a start, but they'll figure it out, and both these offenses are elite, and it's going to be a highly competitive game. And like I said, the towels are going to be swinging.
My God, it's going to be colorful. Awesome. Wait, what do playoff nerves feel like, Lou? Like, what's that? You have to pee? Like, what is it?
Just excitement, just making sure you know your assignments, understanding the game plan, knowing what the in-game adjustments are. And it's just chess out there, right? You just want to make sure you're on the same page as everybody else. You don't want to be the guy out there making mistakes. You don't want to be the guy is the reason that all the dominoes fall in a different place. And so with that, it's just a different level of attention to detail when you get to this level.
Yeah, and this is the NBA Finals. Like, these kids, especially on the Thunder, they've watched this for years. Like, they've seen this on TV. Like, and now you're there in the moment. Like, it's just naturally that's going to come with some nerve and anxiety. But again, I think once you see
Beadle, before I let you go, you ask and you shall receive.
Yes, good-looking people.
You shall receive. I got you right here.
That is such good merch.
I got you right here in hand.
Lou is a man of many talents, Chandler. He's just got thousands of things going on out there. It's kind of crazy. I know. I love it so much. All right. We had a same game parlay. I don't even know if we have time to do it, but I know Lou had oh, here we go. Boom. Are we taking it?
SGA
33.5, double.
2 steals.
Yes.
Yeah, run.
Give it to me.
I like it.
Give it to me. I like it.
Run this one. SGA 37 specifically.
Whatever he said. We'll see y'all tomorrow.
Whatever he said.
Run it back, run it up, then run it back, yeah.